We are ASI Alliance community. That's who we are. So we're going to protect you. These are not the acts of a genuine project. And we will make sure they come clean and tell us what's going on. Because I know we have the product. In Web3 space, I challenge anybody to go out and find a product stack which is better than ours. We can't philosophize this, we have to take action. So that split is just bullshit. I have found a solution. Confirm publicly that those tokens, put them to community vote and burn them. You say that, I will lift all confidentiality clauses. Apparently the tokens are not there. Whose tokens are they? Who is this invisible thing called Ocean DAO? Who is it? We will find you and we will get to you. My responsibility is to bring the best products to market and make the token valuable. That's what my job is. But if I have to protect it, I will protect it. And if I have to fight, I will fight for it. Any of these people who are associated with it, I will make their life miserable.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the All in Crypto podcast. I am your host, Rupert, and today I am delighted to be joined by Hom-Young Sheikh, the CEO and co-founder of Fetch.ai. Welcome on board, Hom-Young. How are you?
Thank you, Rupert. Well, it is busy times, but we're good. Very happy to be here, and I really appreciate you guys inviting me to talk about the situation and what is going on. And I'm looking forward to our conversation.
The pleasure is really all ours. And again, I can only but thank you. It is a busy time indeed. It's a busy time for the crypto space at large. Certainly the ASI project, there's a lot going on that we're going to be diving into. We're going to be sort of uncovering and unveiling and sort of really getting your thoughts and opinions on all of this and kind of account to the ASI community. But more broadly, the crypto space at large. So I appreciate in the sort of furnace, here you are. And, it really doesn't go unnoticed, and you've got massive respect from us and certainly our community, and hopefully that shines through. Where I want to start with you, though, Hom-Young, is with what ASI is. Some people might have stumbled across this project for the first time, and we're going to unveil where we're going moving forwards towards the end. But if you could give me a quick overview of what the ASI Alliance is, what this project is, that would be great.
Yeah, so the ASI Alliance was formed by three founding projects, which is Fetch.ai, which was the largest of the projects.
Yep.
Then you have Singularity, which is the second largest, and then you have Ocean, which was the smallest of the three. So this alliance was built with the need that if you look at, just to set the scene, there is crypto, and then there is AI, and then there is the overlap of crypto and AI, and all these three projects started in the other two started in 2017. We started in end of 2018, early 2019, and it was. So we kind of mature projects which have been going on and building stuff, and what we felt, which was quite necessary. You've seen the speed at which AI is developing, right? So
Very fast.
So we have to get that kind of similar speed, and we need to get and the money that is being raised everywhere. So we needed to pull together actually to build something meaningful in the Web3 space, not just for Web3, but in the Web3 space, but for bringing utility into Web3, right? So AI is really an anchor for us to bring utility into Web3, and I think it's becoming more and more clear by the day, right? So AI is changing the game quite a lot. So I led this kind of formation of ASI Alliance with the understanding, because I had met Ben, and I had met Bruce and Trent, and they, from what I could see, the projects were there. Of course, people build different things differently. Fetch was more focused on the application layer, the agentic layer, which as you can hear, I mean, in every other conversation, you will hear agentic AI or AI agents or whatever. So we foresaw that, and we were representing that part, and we built a whole infrastructure around agents, which includes our own LLM, which includes Agentverse, where agents can actually be hosted, built, deployed. So that whole infrastructure, alongside the chain where the agents record their transactions and the collaborations and the orchestrations and all of that. So it became quite clear that if and we were not a huge project. We didn't have billions of dollars, so we needed to focus on that. But we also felt there are needs for other tools which we can't do, and putting the tech stack together with those three players would and of course now Kudos, which provides the compute. So that made absolute sense to do that, because if you think about it, most companies in Web3 are focused on just one thing. And I don't think that works. You need to have the tech stack, and you need to have low friction for people to build solutions which automatically go all the way down. So that's why the alliance was formed. And what the alliance was, when the alliance was formed, there was a token merger which happened, whereby all the projects said, okay, we're going to put all the tokens into one token. Because the point was, if you're managing tokens, or four different tokens, and you're building a tech stack, one is getting converted to the other one, it adds that extra complication. And also then the project also becomes a lot bigger. And then you can see that, we all win together. So effectively, and we build together, we win together, we go out in the market together. So all the communities get put together, and all the community rewards put together in a way, so that we can incentivize one big community. So that was the intent, and that's what we did. So we went, and of course, we were the first ones in the industry to do it. And the problem with these kind of things is we are trying to bring like a very centralized-ish approach into a decentralized space. So it has its own complications. And these complications result in, I mean, for example, exchanges, they're centralized, but they operate in the decentralized space. So they kind of, you're kind of conflicted between, am I centralized or am I decentralized? How do we take the approach? So there's complication. That's what I want to say. So there's a lot of complication. We overcame that complication somehow. We actually did the alliance. We did the merger. The two other tokens got merged into FET, and that was the intent. And then FET was at some point going to be upgraded to ASI token. And the whole object, kind of the delay was because you kind of, if it was just doing a decentralized deployment of a new token, that's easy. But then to go and change everything on the exchanges and lose all the trading data, that's a kind of a slight issue. So we kind of dealt with it. We're almost coming to a point where we were about to launch the ASI token, so that as we committed to the alliance, everything is as we said, and it's done.
Yeah.
So that's the stage where we were at.
So from my understanding, so I've been following Fetch for a long time, and yourself, a big fan of the project. We talk about AI agents and these kind of agentic agents. You've been doing this for a long time. Now it's on the tip of everybody's tongue. And having followed Fetch for a long time, when I found out that you guys were essentially going to form this super alliance with SingularityNet, Ocean, I know Kudos has been added now. I kind of really fell in love with this idea. Okay, what's happening here is you're trying to put together the tech stack, as it were, to be able to compete with the likes of your Googles, your Microsofts, so on and so forth in a decentralized manner. We could talk all day long about why we need decentralized systems, why what you guys are doing is important, and why we need that alternative. Because the sort of centralized route that we're currently heading on can be quite scary, and there's perhaps real drawbacks to a few people being in control of something so powerful. So I absolutely fell in love with the whole kind of concept of ASI. I'm still absolutely in love with it. I believe you guys were the first people that were actually looking to merge effectively 3 tokens into one. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Big undertaking. And as I saw it, The problem with this, and it's a problem that you've overcome for the most part, was the exchanges. How are you going to get all
Yeah.
exchanges to basically agree to do this,
It's
to perhaps
it's a big
facilitate it?
task.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, I must say you did a great job. And as far as I'm aware, where we're at right now is I've certainly merged my AGIX over to FET. And now we're at a stage where everybody should have essentially migrated to FET. Following from that, and we'll maybe get onto this a little bit later, it was going to be converted into the ASI token. I believe some exchanges have already got it listed as the artificial superintelligence.
No, I think just don't rely on any of that. That's very scam.
Okay.
That's scam. Other people took it and then they listed it, and there's
Of course.
nothing there. So
Yep.
that's not. Please don't convert anything to those tokens.
Okay.
The current token is FET. That's it.
FET. So that's where we're at. I'm really glad you clarified on that. Let's come to where we currently are today. So those of you that are following the project will have seen everything on social media. You perhaps might have seen the price movement. Just to give a context in regards to the broader space, it's currently having not such a great time right now due to things happening perhaps elsewhere, exchanges perhaps mismanaging markets, which is perhaps compounding what's happening with FET. Maybe we could sort of address where the problems have arisen and sort of go through that lineage, as it were. So we're up to date on what was trying to be undertaken. Where did things kind of go wrong is what I'm trying to ask you here, Humian.
Right. So just to put a framework on how we can discuss this, we have initially, I mean, there is some legal constraints that I have to observe, which is the confidentiality constraints,
Of course.
and I can't. So I have to kind of manage through that. So in, I mean, I don't know the exact date, but it's kind of around 20 something of June. Let's rewind. So we have contracts which we then had. We had these conversion contracts, but even let's go even behind
Yep.
behind that. So Ocean announced, I think in 2024 or something, they minted new tokens in 23. This is pre-merger conversation, right? So this is a pre-merger. It's public, so you can go and check it out. They announced tokens, extra tokens to be minted for it's called community reward tokens.
Yep.
And these community reward tokens were to be distributed to the community over 10 years or something, right? Maybe even longer. I don't know exact details, but around 10 years plus, right? So these community reward tokens were minted and they were put into a wallet called Community DAO.
Okay.
Community DAO wallet. And the understanding that we had was that these are the conversations. Understanding was that these tokens are to be distributed as rewards for communities who build with Ocean.
Yep.
That's 23, right? And then when we merged, the idea stayed the same, which was these are community reward tokens which would be awarded to the community, committed to the community, and they will be distributed for people who build the projects. Right? That's
by community. So the idea was post merge by community. Are we talking about the whole ASI community, or are we still talking about the Ocean community? Let's clarify that.
Yeah, I mean, it could be either, right? Because if you have not converted into FET and you have not joined the FET community, which is the alliance community, then you're still Ocean community, and there's no problem, right? So you have Ocean tokens, do whatever you like, whichever Ocean community wants, that's their problem. That's their prerogative to decide who they give to. But as soon as you convert that into a alliance community, then it becomes part of the alliance community.
Of course.
You can't, I mean, and I think we're going to come to that point in a minute. So now these tokens were sitting in this community DAO wallet. I mean, I have posted a tweet and I have listed that wallet address. So please go and check it out.
There's a link
and you will see the
Hong's X account in the description, guys.
There is a very specific tweet, I don't like to mask things, and I want them to be clear. So there is a wallet address which is called Community DAO wallet address, and I've given you the address and I've given you the stats on it. So please go have a look. So Community DAO wallet was meant for community rewards, and it says on, if you go on Nansen, you'll see it. It categorically tells you it's community reward wallet, right? So that was sitting there for Ocean. And as long as the tokens were in Ocean, Ocean had full control. It was just for the communities who are building on Ocean, right? So that's fair. Um, Now, what happens? Around end of June time, what happened was, and we so we set up this bridge, and then people were converting. So if you had Ocean tokens, you were converting, and we all of us agreed that that's what we're going to do, and we were telling our communities to do that, to become one community. Some people liked it, some people didn't like it, but we took a vote. I mean, Singularity and Fetch took a vote. Ocean didn't take a vote because they said, well, we are a bit more um, on our own. I mean, our community, if they hold the token, then it's our community, and we don't need the vote. So that's fine. We just went and did the vote. Fetch did a vote. Singularity did a vote. I mean, of course, there were people who didn't like it. There were people who liked it. Well, I think we were probably 90 something percent yes. So we did the conversion. Yeah. So we did this conversion contract, where you could put in Singularity and you can get out FET. You can put in Ocean and you can get out FET. There was a ratio which was agreed. Two separate contracts. And these separate contracts, we minted some FET tokens, and we put those FET tokens in these contracts. But there was no restriction on how many we needed to put in them. We put in as much as the full token of each community were, so that everybody can, if they wanted to, they can actually convert the tokens out.
Okay.
So that's
and
how it
did
was.
that include? Did that put sort of provisions in for the Ocean community reward tokens? Because there was no limit, so theoretically, I can.
There was
Yeah. After you.
There's there was 713 million effectively tokens. If you look at their paper, that's what they minted. That's what they told us, and that's what we minted the FET token against.
Okay.
But till people converted, these FET tokens are locked, so
Yes.
they can't go anywhere, right? You can't just bring them to the market. And the understanding is that, I mean, I don't know. Maybe take a guess. What could be the understanding? If these are community reward tokens, when the community receives them, they will convert them into FET, and then they will have a liquid token. That's my understanding. I mean, if I said to you, there is a community reward pool, and the community reward pool is for community projects who build it, and we're going to reward them in multiple ways. I mean, there is a whole paper which lays out exactly what we were going to be rewarding them for. And so then you think, okay, you have like 700 million-ish tokens, or 600 million tokens. Fine. That those 600, 700 million tokens are community reward tokens. My understanding, I mean, again, without going into technical details of agreements and contracts, if you were a community person, you would think, that they will be rewarded to the community over 10 years, because Ocean has said that it's going to be over 10 years. As people build a project, as kind of adoption comes, we're going to reward people to bring adoption, right? That's the purpose. So you wouldn't expect them to be, one day there is 600 or 600 million Ocean sitting there, and the other day they're all gone.
Yep.
I mean, would you expect that?
No, absolutely not.
Right. So if you were part of the alliance, and the alliance was monitoring these wallets with all the hacks happening and with all these things happening, 20 something of June, 25th, I think, suddenly the whole contract got drained.
Wow.
So there was 500 million tokens. I mean, again, there is a tweet I posted. Have a look at the community reward wallet, and you see there's like 600, 600, nothing going out, and then boom.
We're going to throw this on screen, by the way, whilst people are watching. We're going to put this in. But yeah, please continue.
Yeah. So we, of course, but we had reserved like 100 million token. We didn't top up because we tried it to be cautious that something could happen. we need to keep some tokens behind just in case, so that if there is an emergency and people still want to convert, we don't stop it. If we get a hack, we don't stop it. We at least, and also, by the way, the exchanges don't use the bridge conversion contract. What exchanges ask us to do is do it for them, right? Because that's the complication bit. So when you went to Binance, for example, and you had Ocean token, and you wanted to convert to FET because we gave them the option and the opportunity to do so, exchanges would say, no, we are not going to go and convert it. So Alliance / Fetch send us, we have X number of Ocean tokens, they equate to Y number of FET, send us this FET and we'll give you this Ocean. And then you can do the bridging, right? So we kept some in reserve for those purposes, right? So we put that in reserve, and we were doing this because, the main network is Fetch network, and we are under the instruction of the Alliance. Fetch was actually, as a contractor, executing whatever was required. So that's what was happening, and this was public knowledge. So it's not something hidden. Anyway, so you wake up one day, and I was actually, I think it was probably midnight or so again, please remember these times. So just so that you understand the context here. So sometime like 2 a.m. in the morning for my time and my team's time, we see this drop, everything drained, and we're getting messages, we're getting calls, we're getting this, like, it's just drained, right? Okay, well, how did it get just drained? Anyway, so we looked into the whole thing. We activated a team to look at it. Well, it turns out the Ocean Community DAO token converted everything in one go.
Wow. Into FET.
Into FET.
Wow. Okay. So when we say the community DAO token, so there was, we're talking about the community rewards as well. Let's maybe talk some numbers in regard.
No, this is all community rewards. So here's, I want us to be very clear on the distinction. There is an Ocean Foundation, and Ocean Foundation this is what is claimed.
Yep.
Ocean Foundation is an entity which is in Singapore.
Yep.
Everybody knows about it. That's the Ocean Foundation. That Ocean Foundation, we were informed, had very limited number of tokens.
Okay.
Right? And we looked at the wallet and we said, yes, it's fine. We understand. We agree. That's Ocean Foundation. And the representation is that Community DAO, which is the community reward tokens, nothing to do with the foundation.
We're getting to it now.
Because they are community reward tokens. So the founders shouldn't get it. The foundation shouldn't get it. The project people shouldn't get it. This is for distribution to the community, right? And so that's what you would expect from it. Okay, fine. We spoke to Ocean, and we found out, because Ocean wanted to do even more. They wanted to do another 100 million. And we said, guys, what's going on here? I mean, we're concerned. Are you sure this has not been hacked? And we got a confirmation that it's not hacked. It's absolutely fine. We have converted all the community reward tokens into FET. That's the answer we got. Now we want you to, that's it. I mean, I can't tell you what some of the conversation.
So where we're at right now is there's been a drop in regard to the amount of Ocean tokens held in community rewards. We've gone from 550 million, maybe 600 million down to they've sort of taken out, unlocked zero, the whole amount.
Yeah, the whole amount just went
the whole amount. And how many of these were converted to FET?
All of them.
Wow. So you can imagine questions, alarm bells would have been going off. You reach out to them, and they
so when you convert them, to be sure and be protected, they only go back to the same wallet again.
Okay.
So the FET came back into the same wallet.
Yes. So you can see all of this.
You can see all of this. I've provided you the address. Have a look at it.
And once you see this, Let's deal with your response. How do you address this? Because we're following this. I mean, this happens in quite a short succession of time. We're talking about 2 a.m. You see this. Obviously, you're going to get notifications. The team's wondering what's going on. You've seen that this has taken place. What's your response? Where do you go from here?
So now I'm going to be just in a personal way. I'm going to tell you my personal response. I cannot tell you the alliance's response
Of course.
because it's not. This is under confidentiality. Which,
Of course.
by the way, I've asked Ocean to lift if they agree to burn the tokens. If they agree to burn the tokens, I'm happy to lift the confidentiality 100%.
Okay.
So just as a point. So the only restrictions which we are having right now is because of Ocean now. So anyway, me personally, wake up panicked. You know, this is a disaster. If somebody converts it, what do we do? Let's stop them converting it. Let's find a solution. That's my personal. That's my what's going on through my head, right? So that's what I'm thinking. So then anyway, you will see the tokens after conversion come back into the community DAO wallet. So now we're sitting on 200 and something FET.
Okay. And people will be going, well, hang on, there was 600. How are we getting 200? People have got to remember the conversion rate was, I can't quite remember what it was. Yes. So when they converted into FET, one Ocean wasn't equivalent to one FET. It was a fraction of one FET. Maybe 3 Ocean made up 0.43. Okay. So just so people don't understand how that's worked, essentially, those that are familiar with the bridging will know what the conversions was. So that these now FET tokens that were Ocean meant for the community rewards have now gone back into the community DAO wallet. Where do we go from here? I know you can't speak about your kind of or ASI's whatever's under confidentiality, but where do you go from here? You know, what's the thinking? Surely there's alarm, there's panic, you know, in terms of
as a person, if you saw that, what would you say?
Yeah, I'd be saying, what the hell's going on? Yeah, of course, 100%. I'd be saying, what's going on? Why have you done this? Can you talk about the answers that were given to you at this point?
I cannot in full detail, but
okay.
But here's the direction. The direction is these are community reward tokens, and we have nothing to do with them because Ocean Foundation is not community DAO. Community DAO is something else.
And where so the interesting thing really is, where do we go from here? You know, where's all this?
The question one should ask is, okay, so how do you know that this is genuine transaction if you are not part of it? It's like saying you come to me and say, Hamayan, this wallet sitting on this chain, which is called Fetch Community Reward Token, is done exactly that.
Yep.
Do you know something about it? And I would say to you, nah, it's not. I have no clue, because it's not Fetch. It's Fetch Community Reward Token. What would you say to me?
I would say that doesn't quite make sense. How can you effectively do that? And surely there's a way to check the validity of that FET. There's going to be an address. There's going to be a way for you to verify that is the actual FET token, right?
And I say to you, hey, I mean, this Fetch Community Reward tokens sit in a Fetch Community DAO, and a Fetch Community DAO has X number of signatories, and these number of signatories, I am one of them.
Yep.
But I have no idea who the rest are.
Yeah. That's not how alarm bells would be ringing big time.
So I think if you want to dig in deeper on that, I would say that would be the direction. It's a community DAO. Either community controls it, then we should be looking at what is your principle of controlling the community DAO. Is this voting? Is this a smart contract? No, there is no smart contract. It's just a safe. It's just a multi-sig wallet in control of 7 or 8 or whatever. I mean, you can see that this is public, right?
Yep. And I think before that, and I know there's various things that you can't talk about, which is totally understandable. But I would be going, hang on, why weren't we informed about all of this? Why wasn't this taken as an alliance, which is what this is all about. Again, I go back to my point at the start. I love the idea of you guys coming together and forming this super alliance, this super intelligence to essentially combat centralized systems and to be able to do that with a full tech stack. I would be going, why aren't we moving in that manner? Why is this decision being taken? Why am I getting calls at 2 a.m.? And why is this a shock to me? That would be my big thing. And then also to, it just seems like left in the dark about something that doesn't just affect Ocean, affects the entire alliance as everybody's now under the FET token.
Well, if you were running a proper business, this would be classed as fraud.
100%. So where do we go from it? So this has happened. What now takes place?
Story unfolds, right? It's only the beginning. So now we have FET tokens sitting there, which you will see publicly. Yep. They came in. But the claim is they are community reward tokens, okay, because it's sitting in a community DAO, okay. We don't know who these wallet holders are. We don't know. Again, we know some of them. We know two of them, but we don't. I can't disclose who they are.
Of course.
But two of them we know. Then of course, what question would you ask at that point? Okay, there are 7 holders or 7 or 8 holders of keys who make this decision on this such scale, which is 600-700 million Ocean tokens.
Yep.
You do not know who the remaining wallets are?
I'm honestly trying to put myself into your situation through all of this. I kind of feel enraged as it is. I think I wouldn't just have one question, I would have many. First of all, in regards to, again, why has all of this taken place? How have we not really been informed about all of this? And who's now in charge of these tokens that don't just affect Ocean and its community now, but the entire ASI alliance?
When you convert those tokens, it becomes the alliance.
Everybody's problem.
It becomes alliance community. You've converted by saying you've converted, and you've said, yes, now we are part of this alliance.
Yep. Which is
version. Its default manner says that, right? Because if you're not, then don't convert.
Yep. So now this isn't just in charge. So when we talk about this multi-sig, 2 people, obviously we can't go into details. Surely now, if you were going to set a multi-sig up around these tokens, it should involve all of the other participants in the ASI, the people that are the kind of chieftains, as it were, or the people who have the responsibility. Surely now they should be in custody or have a part custody or say in what happens with these tokens. This is where we're getting to where we are today, I believe.
Well, that's your judgment call.
Absolutely.
And my preference would be, there is another judgment call, which is my side. I think they are community reward tokens.
Okay.
You should have a community voting on projects. And based on the community's decision, you give projects, you bring projects. This is what Fetch does.
Yes.
What Fetch has is a system where you bring a project. Anybody from the community can start a proposal on our chain. Say, we want funding. What's the pool? There's the pool. We want X amount for our funding, and we're going to put it there, and we're going to vote on it. We're going to ask people to vote on it, and then we will give that project the money.
Yep.
That's the way to do it, right? But I think what I'm also trying to explain to you is this: that's a principle of control, and people can differ, and I don't,
of course,
agree or disagree.
Yeah.
Let's just park that for a minute. My problem is, if you have that many tokens, which everybody knows, even the community knows, should not have come out into the market unlocked when they were expected to be over 10 years. That's a bigger problem I need to deal with as a Fetch holder personally, and as a Fetch founder and CEO myself. I have to ensure that the community doesn't suffer because of that. Because now, if you flood the market with that many tokens, I'm not saying they did. We're not going to say. I'm just going to provide you the evidence, which is publicly available, that you can make the judgment call. But what I'm explaining is that suddenly these 400 million or whatever the token amount was is now sitting there in this wallet suddenly, and it's unlocked, and we do not know who is controlling it. We do not know what the principles of distribution are now, because obviously we were lied to, because publicly we were told they were going to be distributed over 10 years, but obviously they are here. And so my question, and I think anybody's question should be, right, what's going on with these tokens, right?
And
And
was
then
there an answer given? Yeah.
no answer. There's no answer. But then you start seeing more suspicious things. So these tokens start moving. And these tokens, and this is again public, so there 63 wallet addresses were created, some with overlapping wallet holders. They were created. I think so there was 76. I mean, don't quote me on the numbers because I don't remember them, but I have posted tweets and you have the wallet addresses. Please go and track them. So to avoid any scrutiny directly going into an exchange, you will see the community DAO tokens moved to some other wallet, and then from other wallet to another wallet, and then to an exchange. Right. If you see that kind of behavior, what would you say is happening?
Alarm bells. I'd say somebody's trying to dump or trying to conceal.
Hack,
Yeah.
conceal, obfuscate, whatever the word you want to use, scam, steal, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think that, right? So now you have these huge amounts of tokens sitting there, and they're going to some odd wallets here and there, more, multi-sig wallets. 63 of them, by the way, were set up just around that time, just brand new wallets set up. Then all those wallets received small amounts of the FET in, not small, I mean, even the small amounts, because you can see the quantity is so huge. You're receiving 6 million, 10 million, 15 million, 5 million, 2 million. Yeah, a very typical behavior of a hacker who's hacked something and distributing. Now,
And what's the communication during this time period? Nada?
zero.
Wow. And that's it. That's the. So it's worrying being able to see all that on-chain activity. I've watched similar things unfold, but I think the fact that you guys are all supposed to be part of this alliance and you're trying to communicate with them and not getting anything, because there's certain things you could maybe understand somebody not giving you a response on. There's certain things that demand a response. Certainly something as big as this, and to not get that is probably one of the most alarming things of them all.
The only communication we got was from a couple of their operational people, promotion, requesting publicly and privately to top up more tokens on the bridge.
Wow. The cheek.
The cheek.
That's my own take, by the way. But if I was in those shoes, that would be my exact reaction. I'd be saying,
What would you say to them?
no. Let's continue with this, how things are going. So these wallets are getting setting up. We're seeing some movement. Let's continue to track what's taking place.
Yes, that's what we should do, right? And I urge the community to do the same, because I cannot disclose. I can only disclose public findings, which I will do. So a lot of these tokens, they're going into mixer contracts, they're going into Uniswaps, they're going into
Wow.
they're
Even
going
worse.
into options. They're going to GSR. One of them is GSR. So GSR is holding tokens out of this process, GSR. Now, for a company of that size and of that reputation, I do not expect them to do that. I would like them to say, hey guys, whoever you are, you're not my customer anymore, because my reputational risk is quite high. and yet we have not heard from them. You know why? Because I tell you what, because community needs to get behind it. Community needs to say, rather than saying, oh, I'm a scammer, well, if you really want some result, I'm standing here. Do you think I'm a scammer? Why don't we go after the scammers who are liquidating these things? So just following on, 76 million went to Binance. Something else, I think, went to GSR. I think went to Binance through GSR or something. I can't remember the exact details, but I can't tell you either. But again, this is public. This is public. It's easily findable. I have actually posted the post with details, so please go and have a look. I mean, prove me wrong. Evidence is in front of you. Prove me wrong.
And what's happened with these? So these have been sent. I mean, just the fact that all of this, there's not just one alarm bell ringing here. There's many alarm bells. I know I did actually see something from Binance in regards to them. I believe it was restricting. Was it restricting ocean deposits?
Yeah, they're saying that we're not going to take deposits, and because the problem is for them is that we obviously not going to convert the tokens anymore, are we? Why should we convert the tokens? The community is clamoring and saying, what the hell is going on? And legally, around the legal agreement, we're bound to convert them, right? But they put us in a very difficult place. And for me to come and stand up and say, I am not going to do it, I don't care, because I know this is not right. But if the court orders me to do it, and if I have to stand up against the court to say you are wrong because you don't understand, that's going to take some balls, and they're going to come after me. So it's very difficult. And on top of that, unless the community supports me, what am I going to do? Ultimately, I have to do what the court tells me.
Of course. No, this is why we absolutely couldn't wait to get you on, because I've seen a great response from the community in regards to supporting the ASI project more broadly. There are people that are going to be sort of like deers in the headlights in regards to all of this. And this is why we've got you on to sort of go through the sequence of events. Like I say, there's lots of things you've cited there. We're going to throw some of them up on screen in regards to some of the on-chain transactions, some of what's happening, the wallet addresses, so on and so forth. So let's continue with the saga before we look at a way moving forwards. What's going to happen moving forwards, which I think there's still questions that need to be answered around. These FET tokens have now been sent to exchanges and things such as this. You know, they've been put into Uniswap, so on and so forth.
Well, you'll see. So if you trace the line, the 30 odd wallets have already sent these tokens to Binance.
Okay,
and what are they? Right. I can't tell you after that. I can't tell you anything after that. Have they been sold? Have they not been sold? Have they been held? Are they done? Whatever is happening after that, I have no visibility.
Yes, based on the fact that they've been sent to Binance, right? Why would you send them to Binance?
So, and that's the question I would ask. If they are community reward tokens, why are they going to Binance? They are FET community reward tokens now. They're not Ocean community reward tokens. If you wanted to then stay in Ocean community, you should not have converted it into FET. And let me just bring the sting here. After they did that conversion and after they moved the tokens out to all the wallets, you can see they announced the exit from the alliance. So what is the question here to ask? Why would you convert into a FET community and then exit? If I say this to you on a personal note, this is my personal note, and I've been in the industry for a while too, and I've seen plenty of rug pulls, right? So if you think about a rug pull, and if this was a small project like Ocean did it to their own community on their own, which would kill the project. But in our case, I'm here, I'm protecting it, and we're going to make it back. That I can tell you. But let's just look at the evidence here. You know, there is only a very limited supply in the market, very limited supply in the market. These tokens are over 10 years. We're not going to touch them. We're not going to do anything with them.
Yep.
Thanks. One day you just take all of them out, drop them in the market, cash them out, and you're gone.
And the sad thing here, really more than anything, is the fact that it would be very sad just for Ocean and its community alone. But there's other communities that have come under one umbrella that are also suffering at the hands of this. And this is why it's really important to have you. And again, an absolute credit to you, Humi Young, in terms of
And
here.
just to add for all the listeners here, anybody who has suffered a loss because of this, I'm opening a class action in multiple jurisdictions, and you will receive messaging either today or tomorrow. If you're holding FET token, it doesn't matter which jurisdiction you're in. If you're holding it while this all is happening and unfolding, if you sold it, doesn't matter if you've sold it at a loss because you had no confidence left in the alliance.
Yep.
And made a loss, submit your details in. We're going to not let this go.
Yep.
It's community. I will not let this go. It's a personal mission which I will fund, and I will make sure that we get what is ours back, and we do what is right for the community. And I don't say it just for the Fetch community. I say it to the Singularity community and the Ocean community, and I say to and Kudos community, because we are one under this alliance. We are the FET community. We are the ASI Alliance community. That's who we are. So we're going to protect you, and we're going to try and protect you. I mean, these are not the acts of a genuine project, and we will make sure they come clean and tell us what's going on. And we can discuss other solutions, but this I am initiating very, very quickly. I announced it yesterday. I will keep to my word, and I will do it.
I mean,
and the motion is in motion, so it's in process.
The crypto space at large has kind of been filled with events similar to this, and it's about time somebody stood up against people doing that. And you know, again, a massive credit to yourself, Humi Young, in regards to you coming on and fighting this. You know, a lot of people would have just rolled over, but and this is going to bring us perfectly on to today and moving forwards. Actually, the project, the ASI project, is really not in a bad place at all. In fact, it's in a great place, regardless of this taking place.
We're getting adoption. We're getting people. We are in the agentic world. Everybody is talking about AI and agents. We have all the components. We are seeing people build on it. We are seeing people use it. ASI1.ai. You can use it, and it's almost as good. I mean, we didn't spend $1 billion a month on it, but it's as good as any other LLM. And actually, in today's price, as long as you hold 100 FET, it's free.
There we go. And I do want to get on to yeah, well, this is it. But this is, you know, and by the way, do go and try these products out, guys. We'll talk about centralized versus decentralized in just a second. So is this where we're at today, right now? And I know you can't really talk too much about things that are currently taking place. Let's put a capstone on this situation in terms of, and there's no capstone on it because it's unfolding, but let's sort of cap it off in regards to everything that's taken place. Where are we at today? These tokens have been sent to the exchanges. There's lots of questions. No answers are being given. Maybe let's just cap this off in terms of, and then we'll go on to moving forwards.
The only response community and we have received, the community has received is there is a confidentiality issue, which I understand there is, and lift that, and we will tell you everything. That's Ocean's response. The questions I've asked in my tweets do not require that to be lifted. They do not require it to be lifted. I've also given the reasoning why they want it to be lifted. However, I have found a solution for them. Confirmed to publicly, Ocean confirms that those tokens which are waiting to go onto the bridge, put them to community vote and burn them. You say that publicly, I will lift all confidentiality clauses. The reason I can't do that unless they do that, unless they agree to that, is whatever is happening in the background affects us really badly and the community really badly and our ability to recover anything really badly. That's why I don't want to do it. But I've given them a way out. I mean, would you not say it's fair to burn those tokens? Well, after a community vote, after a community vote, we can't make that decision. I don't want to make that decision. I want community to make that decision.
I think it's just, it just seems so unnecessary. I mean, I certainly from my point of view in regards to what we can track that's taken place. Why is the answer? The big answer is why have you done this? I don't know if you can give me your big take on that. Why?
So let's run it. Let's run it. You know, they played very little part in the tech part of it,
Yes.
as you will probably see from the program, and they haven't been active. They, you know, and the reason they gave was in the letter they announced to the public was, oh, we have technical differences. We prefer decentralization. You know, the alliance was going more towards centralized. I don't know, whatever the bullshit they said, which is absolute bullshit because, I mean, you know, if you look at Ben Goertzel, I mean, he is a true believer of decentralized AGI to an extent that we have arguments with each other. Because my point is utility before decentralization. His point is decentralization and AI before anything, right? Great. Well, that's how alliances work. You have to have that discussion, and it's good discussion. We will argue about it. We will fight about it. He will tell me, you know, your products are very simple, and I'll tell him your products are very complicated. So we will keep having that discussion. But it's a good thing, right? That's how decentralization works. So I embrace it. Ben embraces it. You know, he has a different way of dealing with things. I have a different way of dealing with things. When a crisis like this hits, it's me. It's, you know, we can't philosophize this. We have to take action. So my point is that split is just bullshit. You know, you want it, but let's assume that it's a fair point, right? They want true decentralization, and they want to go, and actually, that's alliance is for decentralization. That's how we are. You know, it's not a valid point, but let's run with their point. They left us for decentralization. They want ocean to be built on other ocean things to be built, and they want to do amazing things with ocean. Great. Well, why the fuck did you convert the tokens into FET then?
Well, this is the why that I'm trying to ask. Why on earth do that? There's an ethical way to remove yourself from this. The way that this has been done, I mean, you've just said it perfectly. Why, if you don't want to be a part of the ASI, which goes under the FET banner right now, as far as the tokens concerned, if you don't want to be a part of that, why then convert all your community funds into it? If
we resign from the alliance, just say we resign from the alliance. The right way of doing it would be before converting the token.
Yes.
But and then here's the problem. No, but here's the problem. Well, apparently the tokens are not theirs. So whose tokens are they? I mean, who is this invisible thing called Ocean DAO? Who is it? Because it's not the community, because community is saying, well, you asked us to convert to FET, now you've dumped on us.
Yep. So they've hurt their own people. Yep. Again, why, Hom-Young, is, and I think there's an obvious why, but
why is okay? Why did you do that? Decentralization. You want to do decentralization? You want to do all the decentralization products? Okay, then take Ocean Token and tell us we're gonna pull out of this alliance. Give us our Ocean tokens back. Well, I mean, to be fair, we didn't take any because we didn't have any. You know, you only converted them, so you had full control of the tokens in that same community DAO wallet. So why convert it? You're about to exit the alliance. Keep it. Use them to give rewards. Why would you convert and reward? It's called rewards token, and yet trace all those tokens, and they're gone to exchanges and Uniswap pools. So make your own judgment, guys.
again, thank you very much for coming on, Young, in terms of standing up to this and not sort of shying away from it. It really is a credit that you're doing this. And I think what I want to move on to is, where do we go from here? That's the question. I think it's important to understand what's happened, and we're unpiecing some of it. I'm sure there's a lot to unfold. Where do we go from here? Because the really frustrating thing for me is, of course, that all of this has happened, but more so, I still believe in ASI and what you guys are doing, and think that this just shouldn't have happened. It has, but there's something powerful in regards to what you guys are trying to do, and to try and create a decentralized alternative to this kind of AI world that we're moving towards. It's frustrating this has happened, but where do we go from here? That's going to be the question on, I think, many people's minds. Certainly if they're holders of the token, if they're community members, where do we go from here?
Yeah. So they while they were planning interesting maneuvers, we were actually working hard to get to different places. This whole process and this whole event has damaged quite a lot of things, right? But that's not to say we cannot bring it back. I mean, if you know Fetch and if you've been with me, we have pulled it out from every shit we could have been in, right? We've seen the ups, we've seen the downs, we've seen all of that. And for me to get behind it and pull it out, we will do it. I don't have any doubt, because I know we have the product. In Web3 space, I challenge anybody to go out and find a product stack which is better than ours. Go do it. And more comprehensive than ours. I promise you won't find one. Right. So where do we go from here? But I want to finish the previous conversation by saying, this is what I request. And I request it from Ocean, and I request it from Ocean Foundation, and I request it from, if they are separate from Ocean Foundation, Ocean Community DAO, and the owners of Ocean Community DAO. We will find you. We will find you and we will get to you. But we can't stop all of this bullshit. Bring the tokens back. We will burn them. And we're done. No legals, no problems. I mean, I have a mission to do. My responsibility is to bring the Fetch products to market and make the token valuable. That's what my job is. But if I have to protect it, I will protect it. And if I have to fight, I will fight for it. I will not let this go. Ocean Community DAO, Ocean Foundation, any of these people who are associated with it, I will make their life miserable. Right? Even if they don't recover anything, I will make their life miserable. I promise you. So that's my promise to the community. That's all I can do. I cannot do any more. That said, let's put it away. Bring the tokens back. We'll burn them. We're done.
Regardless of all the inconveniences, and I mean, this is inconvenience is the right. It's not. It doesn't do it justice. But I love the fact that you're saying, look, let's make this right. And despite all the pains and problems that have been caused by this, you're willing to put it to bed for the sake of everybody. I really do hope they respond in the correct manner.
This is my channel. I'm saying it publicly to everybody. We will stop every legal action. Bring all those tokens back. We're going to burn those tokens, and we're done.
Yeah, let's move forwards. Let's move forwards. Yeah. A message there. Where are we going from here?
If you have sold them, go buy them in the market. Bring them back.
Yep.
You'll still make money because you sold them at high price. You can buy them cheaper. Keep the money.
Just do the right thing. Yeah.
Do the right thing. Right? Yeah. I mean, if we want to really do the right thing, compensate the people who lost money from you. You can do that now. You can go buy the token, and you can make it right. Look, anybody can make a mistake. Make it right. Unless you did it for the wrong reason. If you want to fix it, there is a solution right here. It's available. Bring back the tokens. That's it.
Guys, I also want to say, if you're watching this, sorry to jump in here. You also have a say. You know, you're a community member. You've been affected by this. Your voice counts, and make that known on the various platforms that you have. Get behind Hum Young. We're certainly behind him. Let's talk about moving forward. A lot of people are going to be going, where do we go from here? There's a situation that still needs to be rectified. You've just outlaid a way that it can be done. There's a way that it can't be done that you'll pursue. But where do we go from here? Leaving that to one side, perhaps, and I know that is a big part of where do we go from here.
No,
What's
we can
your
move forward.
thoughts?
We can
Yeah,
move forward.
what's your
So as I said, our products are now getting adoption, which is what we wanted to do. Our products are, I mean, this is again what community can do. What community can do is go and use ASI 1. It's a live product. Buy 100 FET and lock them up in ASI 1 and enjoy whatever, Don't spend money on spending 20 bucks on ChatGPT or $200 a month on ChatGPT, $220 a month, right? You can go and buy FET today for what? I mean, what is it? 27 cents. So for 26 for $26, lock it up and use it instead of ChatGPT. You're my community. You're a Fetch community. You're an Alliance community. Use the Alliance product. Use this time to bring and help bring value and utility to the product. Use it, because I know everybody uses it. We've launched a Fetch coder. If you're a developer, you can help. Go use the Fetch coder. It's free. It's free. Well, of course, there will be, you might need to, at some point, you'll need to stake FET in it, which is, again, is going to be nowhere near the pricing that we have seen. Use the coder. If you're a developer, if you're a Fetch developer, you want to build an agent, you want to build anything on Cosmos ecosystem, on Ethereum, on any ecosystem, use Fetch coder. We have Agentverse. If you're building agents and you want to actually generate revenue, build an agent. It will take you 5 minutes. If you're a business, register your business with and be found by millions of people, which we are kind of aiming to get, and we are starting to see the traction. So the only thing we want from the community at this point, which I would urge them to do, is to use the product.
Yep.
That's what we can do. Now, what is the financial plan here? We did, and I can take you through some of the things.
Please.
We are still massively. I mean, again, we didn't touch on this, and I don't want to keep opening those.
No.
But let me go back to something. We did a DAT deal, right? The asset treasury deal, digital treasury deal, with TRNR, if you all remember that, because there's a lot of chatter about that. So what we did was there is a NASDAQ listed company. We did some technology partnership with them. They went out and bought $50 million. I mean, they funded $50 million of FET buyback.
Okay.
$50 million. This happened.
What's the name of that company again, Hum Young? It's on the NASDAQ.
The ticker is TRNR.
TRNR. Yeah. Okay. It's
a NASDAQ company, Interactive Strength.
Yeah. Interactive Strength Incorporated.
Yeah. So we did that. We said, we're going to do a buyback, which was going to be locked up, subject to markets not going this kind of stupidly down. I mean, the crash didn't. But TRNR deal, we bought 50 million. I bought through the foundation. I borrowed funds to buy through the foundation 30 million. We in effect, we bought $80 million worth of FET. Right? And price did not change. Do you know why? Because these people sold into it.
Wow. Knowing it was happening. Yeah. Wow.
Knowing it was happening. Because it's public knowledge. We made it public. And it was public. So that is the kind of behavior which I cannot let go, because they knew it and they went and did it, and they did not let what the intent was to be successful, which was, if you think about 80 million sucked out of the market and no price impact because they were selling into it. And again, if you look at those wallets and you look at those times, I would encourage you to do that, and you will see that all from that community. So the community apparently went and bought and sold the FET token. The community.
Yeah, I don't buy that
Do you
really
believe it? You
to that
believe it?
volume. No. I know I deal with volumes a lot in crypto, and a buy like that would 100% unless people are counteracting it. You don't get equilibriums like that unless there's somebody causing it or there's a reason for it.
So we stopped the next stages. So we still have the ability to raise $200 million to buy back FET from the market. It's waiting and it's lined up, but I cannot, in my right conscience,
Of course,
let that deal happen because
until
while this whole process is going on, and not, everybody is aware of it. So it's not like we're trying to hide anything, and everybody knows. So we're waiting to a point where, one way or another, these guys, I know they sold, and I know they dumped, and
yep.
once this community DAO has dumped enough, then we might. So going forward, we have that. We have the product. If you imagine 100 FET million users,
Yeah.
100 million FET locked up.
Yep. This is
Right?
where we want to get to. This is where we're going.
100 FET, 10 million users.
There you go.
Work out the number. It's
Yep.
not difficult. It's so easy. We are here. I want the community, instead of spreading negative rumors. And I know a lot of the community isn't spreading rumors. They are very positive and they are supportive. Let's go and get the users. That's what I urge you.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And I think again the really sort of annoying thing with all of this, I say annoying, it doesn't do it justice. The outraging thing with all of this is the fact that it's happened and shouldn't have, and there's no reason, in my own opinion, other than to try and damage an entire community and penalize people for this to have happened. It's just for me, and I'm only speaking on my own, it seems malicious. One thing that I want to sort of perhaps leave on is to remind people the vision here, the vision of ASI, and really just a kind of an outline so that people remember this moving forwards. What is the ultimate vision for the ASI Alliance? You could give us that, Homie Young.
Is to build a decentralized general intelligence, which is going to be the top thing we can achieve, which I think, by the way, OpenAI is also trying to do, which Google is also trying to do. I was part of DeepMind, and I know DeepMind is definitely trying to do. Everybody in this space is trying to achieve AGI, right? AGI, right? But that's not to say, and we need research for that. We need research for that. We need innovation for that. But that is not to say that it should be to the detriment of the current product. And OpenAI is a very good example. Their eyes are set on AGI. What are they doing? They're launching products. They're launching adult products to get that, right? You still need to make money. Let's not forget that. So our vision is there. We have a tech stack which takes care of it, because we have the agentic layer, we have the LLM, we have we have the agents kind of marketplace, agentverse, we have compute, we have all of that. Okay, maybe we lost data, but okay, I mean, if you have the model, then you can, fine. I mean, there's plenty of partners we can partner with to get data tools. It's okay. We can survive that. But the rest of the stack is still here, and Fetch has proven that the product is there. It's not like we are talking about it. We are actually saying to you, go use the product. It's a product. It exists. We work towards it. We're getting data from it. We're using that data, and we're training the next generation of LLMs. We're training the next generation of general intelligence. So we have all the tools. We have the product. We're going to the market, and we're seeing adoption. So we are in a very interesting and very exciting time. I mean, I wish they hadn't done this, but that's not to say I can't cope with it. You know, we're still going to build. You know, the after this, while this whole thing was happening, we released Fetch Coda on the same day. While all of this is happening next week, what are we doing? Agentverse. Sorry, Agent Launchpad. We're going to launch next week. We're going to continue doing what we have to do. But that doesn't mean I'm going to let go of this. I'm here. I'm going to be on the case. But we have a team which is fully established, which is going, we're working, and we then, on top of that, we didn't lose sight that in the future we have to be ahead of the game. You know, Ben has been working towards that. You know, he's looking at the future. So we have the components. We also deployed, by the way, I mean, the ASI compute platform, right? That exists. So we have, I mean, and anybody who says, oh, we don't deliver product, you know what? Maybe you need to start reading something. Maybe you need to start actually looking at it. We have delivered the most products in the market, so nobody can say that. So, so let's do adoption. Let's go forward. We will come out of it. This we have seen many times. We'll be out of it.
Yeah, I'm a big believer that the comeback is always bigger than the setback. I think this is unfortunate that this has happened. Listen, I'm going to give you guys my personal take on ASI as a project. You know, I'm still a believer in it. The same reasons why I followed FET and now I'm an ASI community member still remain 100% intact. That hasn't changed at all. This is inconvenient, to say the least. However, these things happen in life. You know, life isn't all smooth sailing. The important thing is, and what separates the winners from the losers is how those situations are dealt with. And the fact that you're here, Hum Young, really speaks volumes. The fact that you've been transparent.
I appreciate the invite and the ability to speak and say things and, you know, discuss it with you. And you've been very insightful, and I really appreciate it. It's a great platform to be on.
The pleasure is truly all mine. Guys, we're going to leave links to where you can go and follow Hum Young. Obviously, go and check out what the ASI is doing. Go and get involved with some of the projects. Go give them a try, some of the products.
Yeah, come and try the products. Make, you know, I don't care. I can take positive feedback. I can take negative feedback, because every feedback improves the product. Be truly part of the community. Who else? How many other communities are saying that to you? We have a product. Use it. You know,
there's a lot of crypto projects that don't even have a live product yet, let alone a plethora of them.
It doesn't have to be crypto. This is for your daily life. This is my mission in life. I want to bring real utility to crypto, not crypto to real, you know, to other people, because there's a lot more other people than there are crypto people. Yep. So let's bring them into this community, spread the word, share it with people. I mean, you know, ask ASI1 what's going on with Ocean and Fetch. You know, just amuse yourself and give it a personality. You know, give it whatever. You speak to my bot. My bot is out there. You might not like the answers, but they're going to be direct.
Yeah.
Go and speak to my bot.
We're going to love and leave you on that note. I really do appreciate your time. Certainly giving us your time during the time period that we're currently in. But I am a true believer that the comeback is always bigger than the setback. Any final words, Hum Young? And we'll leave you on that note.
We're not going down. We're going up. So, you know, believe in it. Let's go. Let's move forwards. I'm not letting go of this, but that should not hold us back. So I urge the community to really support, and let's go.
Onwards and upwards. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it from us. Massive thank you to our guest. Go and check the links in the description, guys. We'll keep you up to date. And of course, you know who to go and follow for some more immediate updates. That's it from us. I'm going to love and leave you. See you all in the next podcast.